Tell me say one thing, not see if you understand.
It's your girl. I'm back with another video. This video, as you can tell by the title, is really just about locks in the workplace and like some things that you may want to know before starting your locks. If you have locks and you're like on the job search but not sure, you know, if you should go into an interview like full locked out or conceal them. So I'll try to like answer all those questions in an opinion form in this video. So first things first, I just want to start off with like those who are like thinking about locks but really have like, you know, corporate world kind of like deterring you from doing so. The first thing is, and I'm sorry if you hear talking in the background, my family is home, but the first thing is really just think about what industry you're going into. So like if you're in like law, or if you're in like the medical field, or if you're in really like high things that are put on like a high pedestal in our society, think about those things versus like being in like the healing arts, like psychology, social work. If you're a creator, and I don't think too many people would need advice on that because that's more liberal, you know. But when we're talking about things like being in four walls or a 9-to-5 job, those are the things that kind of will have you second guessing your locks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that the reason I started locks, or the reason why I love my locks first and foremost, is the fact that it's like a form of rebellion to me. So my opinion is going to be very skewed on that premise, because I feel like it's a rebellion phase. If there's a job that I feel like I won't be accepted or I won't be granted if it was due to just my hair, that job wasn't for me. And this is kind of going on like a spiritual aspect, just because I feel like everything happens for a reason and everything is aligned for me. So if a job is really like hindering me, and which my locks are me, then I'm going to look at it as something that's not what is for me. That's not in my plan. That's not in my divine plan. So there's that for that. So if we're gonna take the route that, you know, I really need a job, like this is really hard, so I'm not gonna start my locks because money is tight, then we're gonna go into just ways of kind of like breaking the ice, okay? Because at the end of the day, a lot of the things that African American people do are looked down and frowned upon in society, pretty much. And locking your hair is something that is primarily done by the African American community. So I take it as like a cultural stance, you know? You know how you have cultures that come in with their head wrapped, or they have to have certain things, but the first thing that comes to mind is like a head wrap for certain religions. So I see it as a route to educate. So if you're going into a job interview and say your hair is a topic of discussion, two ways you can try to appease that. You avert the conversations, touch on it a little bit, but you kind of divert the conversation. Second way is to kind of like educate. So I wouldn't say like religion per se, but I'd say my culture. So for me, if I was to educate a interviewee or an employer, I would say, you know, this is a cultural stance for me. My hair is a cultural symbol for me, and it represents a lot. And to have it locked means to be in alignment with my culture. And it's as simple as that, because once you throw culture in there, there's a lot of regulations out there and employee handbooks and things like that that really focus on non-discrimination in the workplace. So throw it that way and try to pitch it that way. If it's a job that really is kind of like pointing out the elephant in the room. The second thing is, a lot of people always say that going on a job interview, do you conceal your locks or do you go in all willy-nilly? I personally try to give them what they're going to get. Personally, I like to go into an interview with a non-freshly retwisted hair. So this is like as unput together as my hair would look, and this is why I did this video now, is because I can show you guys this is how I went to work today. Now what I do is a little more liberal than most jobs, but nonetheless, this is how I went to work. I desperately need a retwist, but I personally like it when I can literally do me. If this was a Saturday, I would not retwist my hair, but this is a Monday, so guess what? I did not retwist my hair for my job, because then I'd be doing something that I don't want to do. And again, like money, hair, you know, people put that in comparison, and people are like, pick your battles. But if we're gonna pick our battles and take a cultural stance with our hair, then we're going to eventually choose our hair. Now, like I said, I like to go in and give employers what they're going to get. There's a way to do that though. So yes, you know, I need a retwist, but I also kind of compromise a little bit, and I do this on a Saturday night when I'm going out. I literally slick my baby hairs down to the point where like you can cut yourself on my baby hairs, but everything else is free game. So I would do my best to try to at least like lay your baby hairs down for an interview or for your job or whatever. If you're a little nervous still about that route, then I would say to do this. And this is what I first started doing. So I was nervous doing job interviews. Mind you, I did do multiple job interviews from May till December. Cool. Go to the interview with, you know, your hair pulled back, or have it done like this. And then you guys can look at my 12 low tension styles for locks, my video on that, and I'll pop that up here somewhere, and you guys can get some ideas from that to do on your first interview. Maybe it has to be a really tight pullback for your first interview, but you get the job, you get the call, and like, we want you. Bet. First day of work, drop those babies down and be like, oh, but this is who you really hired, you know? Hit them with the okie doke. But at the end of the day, you already have the job. So if there's a conversation about it, then you go back to my first piece of advice. Make it a time to educate. A teachable moment is what my professor would call it. Make it a teachable moment. If it's when you have the job and you're able to educate an upper power or higher power than you or whatever, educate. Because at the end of the day, there's cultural standards that you're abiding by, and that's why you've locked your hair. Another thing is about dressing. Dress it up, hunty. If you wear makeup, beat your face, but don't beat it like you're going to the club. Do a really nice natural beat. I don't contour when I go to a job interview or go to work. I actually don't highlight. I don't do anything. I just put foundation on. I do my eyebrows, and I put some I never remember, mascara on, and I'm out the door. Dress your locks up, okay? If it's a non-fresh retwist, dress it up. If it's a fresh retwist, dress it up. Make sure that you look appropriate in your dress. If they're gonna count something against you, don't make it be your hair and the way you're dressing. Just make it be the hair if need be, okay? Now, the last video that I posted, I remember I told you guys that I'm unemployed, looking for work, but I'm proud to say that between that video and now, I am actually employed doing something that I actually spoke about on that same video. So like I've told you guys, I got my degree in psychology, and I really believe that my calling in life is to educate my people and to be a part of some type of healing. So I was hired this past month, January actually, as a therapist in the Miami area. And so I'm currently on my 3rd week doing what it is that I did in school and my internship. I'm doing therapy, and I'm on my way to kind of just fulfilling what I believe it is that I'm here for. Yeah, that's kind of like an update. So I'm going to show you guys, if I can, what I'm wearing. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this video. That's all my rant about just locks in general. And I know I had a lot of cultural things in there, but I think that's a lot of my like basis for having locks. It really is like a sense of freedom for me and a sense of like rebellion against like societal norms. The end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. I will see you guys in my next video.